Alright, so here's the beans I'm going to use. As you know, to make tofu, you can make it with any beans, soybeans, chickpeas, just any beans. So I chose to use chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans. And here it is. I got it from Target. Here it is dried, and then I left it overnight in this type of container, and it's been less than 24 hours, and look how large they've gotten. I added more water this morning, so I'm going to start rinsing them. I'm going to get them out of this container, and I'm going to just rinse them, and then you'll see from here my chickpeas rinsed and ready to get blended. When you blend, you want to just add water until you get a well blended consistency. So let's see how that looks. Kiddos in the back playing with a large family like we have, 6 kids. We don't have a real quiet house, so there's some background noise. Alright, I added some water, about 2 bottlefuls. So I'm not doing any type of real measurements. I'm just putting the chickpeas in with some water that's a little bit more than what's in there. So like that. There you go. And then I'm gonna keep doing this until I blend everything. All right. Let's take it out the blender. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. Some foam up top. The last bit of my beans. You'll see the ratio of water and beans. It's just a few inches above the beans. So that's how I do it. I just don't like measuring. But so that's how I, if you want to see how that looks, that's what I do. You can add more or less water. It's up to you. You don't want it too watery though, because this is going to give you the chickpeas milk that you're going to make your tofu out of. Okay, so let's blend this up, and that's it. We'll take this off. This is the last blend. There we go. I need a better blender. I had this Ninja one for a couple of years, and I want a better one. So there it is. Next step, you're going to need a large pot, or depending on how much of the beans milk you want, you'll use a pot size for that. You will need cheesecloth. Here it is. I got this from Amazon. That's how it looks. And then I got the tofu press as well from Amazon. What was cool is it came with a cheesecloth in there, so you'll see what this looks like when I open it. I'm gonna hand wash these cloths before I use it. So I'm going to pause now to wash. Before I wash, I was thinking, let me just open this that came so you guys see exactly what it is. Here's the cheesecloth to be washed. And then here's the tofu press. right? Goes on top to press all the water out, and here's the base slash container of it. Okay. Okay. Another thing I noticed, so this is the cheesecloth that came with the tofu press. So I'm gonna have this in the press when I put the tofu in the cheese press, and you'll notice from this cheesecloth consistency or the holes that it has, they're a lot bigger than the final cheesecloth that the tofu will go in the press. So I just thought that was a good observation to show. So let me open this up. Can't do it with one hand. So here it is out of the package. Here it is. That's what it looks like. This one. This one. I like it. It's long. Here it is. Alright. The one pot I'm going to use. And here's the cheesecloth. I'm just going to spread it on top of this and pour the consistency, or pour this stuff into it to separate the liquid and solids. Here it is, the cheesecloth. This is the larger one that didn't come with the tofu press. I just put it on top of this, and then I'm going to pour this stuff into it like this. So just do a little bit. Okay. And then I'll record back later. I can't do it over here. See, I definitely have to re-pour it back in because it spilled over, and I don't want that. Since I started to pour and it spilled over, I thought to myself, let me put a strainer in the pot and then put the cheesecloth over that so I can catch any solids that spills over. So I'm gonna redo this because like I said, it's my first time doing this, so trial and error, and let's see how it works. So that's some of the stuff that collected the first time I poured. I'm going to redo this again and see what happens. The cool thing about making it with chickpeas is all the solids you could go ahead and make, what is it called? Hummus. You can make hummus with the remaining solids that you get from separating it from the liquid. Alright, so let me do my thing and I'll be back. Alright, I finally got someone to help me record. It's Saturday, so it's early. My older kids don't wake up so early, so I have someone helping me. Just want you guys to see what that looks like. This does a really good job at straining it. I thought this was kind of cool. Get it all out. And I will try and get my kids to help me do that. Link the video where I got this idea from. It's just that they use soy beans and I'm using chickpeas. So I'll try and do that so you guys, you know, kind of get the source, and I can give props to the person who can look at that. Alright, and I'm going to repeat this process with the remaining stuff, right? Yep, I like using my hands, I like to feel what I'm doing here. This is our food, so I'm not making it for someone outside the house. Okay. Now I'm ranting, right? So, alright, this is the last of it. Squeeze this really good. This cheesecloth is really, really nice. It's my first time using it, so. Some workout too. Get it all out. Okay, and here what this looks like. Put it in here, and just so you see what this looks like. Here's the milk. There. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do is bring this to a boil. No, not a boil. I'm gonna let it get hot enough where just before it starts to boil, I'm gonna stop and stir it up, and the next step will be adding, rather than magnesium sulfate, I wanted to try and do it naturally, so I'm going to add lemon and water mix to get it to curdle up, and that's what I'm going to use to make the tofu. Okay, so I'm going to press pause and it's in the pot. It's on turbo boil, but once it starts bubbling like it's starting to do, a little bit, then I'll turn it down and just stir. Alright, my first lesson learned here is you don't want to start it with turbo boil. You want it to do a slow boil, because at the bottom, if you're not stirring it as you should be, it clumps up like this. So I'm going to get another pot and start the boil or heating process.